Hello everyone, and welcome to Hymn History. I am so excited to share with you all what I learned through studying hymns. My plan with this video series is to, Lord willing, put out a new video on the story behind a particular hymn every Saturday. This will not be the most exhaustive study, but will be 5 to 10 minutes of interesting things about a hymn that hopefully inspires you to do some research for yourself. Today's video will be a little different for 2 reasons. 1, it is the very first video, and 2, we won't be looking at a particular hymn, but instead we'll be looking at hymns as a whole. Also, if you're wanting to keep up with this series, be on the lookout for hints via a short word post during the week about what hymn will be next. Also, if for some reason I am unable to post a video on a particular week, I will attempt to put out a post on that as well. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's video. Today, we'll be looking at the definition and origin of hymns. We will be looking at them simultaneously because they go hand in hand, and one without the other can get kind of confusing. Webster's 1828 dictionary defines hymn as a song or ode in honor of God, and among pagans in honor of some deity. A hymn among Christians is a short poem composed for religious service or a song of joy and praise to God. The word primarily expresses the tune, but is used for the ode or poem. Now, if you're looking at this definition a little confused about the pagans part, as I was, that is where the origin comes into play and where today's interesting fact lies. The action of hymns, as praise to God, predates the word hymn. From the beginning of time, people have been singing praises to God for His power, wisdom, and strength. The Bible records these songs, starting with the first written song in Exodus 15, when God saved the Israelites and parted the Red Sea. If you need any more proof, there's an entire songbook in the Bible called Psalms. Psalms records songs written by David and others to praise the Lord for His mighty works. Chronicles 16:7 says, "Then on that day, David delivered first this psalm to thank the Lord into the hand of Asaph and his brethren." Verses 8 through 36 are the words to his song. David gave this psalm to Asaph so it could be recorded and sung. This is the origin of the action of singing of hymns. To find the actual word hymn, you must fast forward to the time of the Greeks, for the word hymn is of Greek origin. The Greeks and eventually the Romans were known for conquering lands and peoples. They were also known for their love of many gods. For each new land they conquered, they would also adopt a new god. The word hymn was their way of naming any song that was written about said gods. So you're probably wondering now why we as Christians who don't believe in plural gods use the word. That actually originates from the New Testament, written in Greek, the language of the land. There are 4 mentions of the word hymn in the Bible. 2 in the Gospels, Matthew 26:30, and when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives, and Mark 14:26, and when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. And there were also 2 mentions in the letters from Paul to the churches in the Roman Empire, Ephesians 5:19, speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord. And Colossians 3:16, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. My belief is Paul used the word in talking to Gentile Christians to show them what they ought to do, using words that they would understand. It is amazing how God used a pagan word and changed it to be something that is now used to refer to singing praises to Him. It makes me think of how He took the Gentiles, a pagan people, and through the shedding of Jesus' blood, made them a part of His family. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next week. To God be the glory. Have a nice day.